Hi there people, welcome to the video. Today I'll be breaking down a 600 cost basic match with the Xamel. On this map specifically, I have the goal in the beginning that is to contest 2 lanes. Usually the enemy chooses one of them, so I keep an eye on both and get to position when they appear. Here the enemy team comes from the left, so I try to take some shots and miss them. You know how aim works. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. I end up firing a whole salvo on the Gundam Mark IV that started to rush me. A quick boost was enough to evade the melee attack, thankfully, and I ended up destroying it. The Gundam Mark IV has very low ballistic resistance at base, and people tend to ignore it at higher costs, so I end up dealing a lot of damage. I kill the Gira Zulu and I aim for the Hyakushiki mass production. Our team is suffering heavy losses, so I fall back a bit and keep my position in case I need to defend myself. We haven't captured any beacons, which is very bad. Mainly because the A beacon is very close and unfortunately I can capture it because it's very dangerous with all the enemies and so little of my team. An ally that spawned a few seconds ago reaches my position and advances with the others, taking care of the enemy near the base. I spot the Gundam Mark IV going for the Dryson, so I take a shot and advance to a better position. Now remember this shot because it will be very important later. The shot staggers the enemy, but the damage is already done. The Gundam Mark IV is very close to the Dryson. I move again to fire against the enemies coming from the left, and I end up accidentally hitting the Dryson. Sorry bud. The visibility is pretty low inside these warehouses, which is not good. The Xamel has an instant heavy stagger in the form of the APF SDS shell, and an AoE stagger with the HE shell, and that AoE is big, believe me. Hitting your allies with that can be very bad. Next, 2 people go on to capture the point, but an enemy spawns there. I try to help, but I didn't see the shield of the allied MS, so I shoot a lot until I realized they had already been taken down by the enemy. Sorry, my bad again. I move on and I get to the roof to get a good line of sight to the enemies and to support my allies. I try to hit the Gundam Mark IV, as stealth units tend to be very disruptive, and I know I can deal a lot of damage to it. Meanwhile, the S-Gundam makes its way to me. I'm alerted by the missiles and I try to stop it with the shell I had at the moment, but it just deals some damage. And this reminds me of a tip. If the enemy you're fighting is coming for the melee, and you are in this situation where you only have a stagger weapon and you need to take the shot, you can wait until the enemy goes from boosting to melee to hit it. Maneuver armor only protects from stagger during the boost, so you have a short window between the end of the boost and the start of the melee animation to hit the enemy. Remember when I talked about the shot on the Gundam Mark IV? This is what I meant. The shot hit the enemy in the exact moment it stopped boosting. I can't advance much as I don't have a line protecting me. It's better for me to wait a bit so the team can reorganize. I will still provide support from my position to whoever I can though. The Xamel has a pretty good range on its weapons. Once the team starts advancing together, I can go with them too. The Despada goes over my reticle, changing the zeroing so I miss the shot. This is just an accident. Remember that things can happen. Just don't mess up someone's shot willingly. I advance to try to help the Dryson, but I forget about the Gundam Mark IV that crossed towards C, and I end up paying dearly for that. Then I proceed to be mauled to death by him and his friends. Most of the team has moved back, so I should have gone back to base and used the invincibility frames I got from the downswing. I prepare to spawn at base, and most of my allies are there. They move forward, and then back as I try to provide some support. I hit my ally accidentally again. Sorry. Some of my shots are predictions on where the enemy is going to be. That Type 3 cluster is an unsuccessful example of that. Sometimes you don't have much to predict with, and these shots just miss completely. The Dovenwolf decides to start charging its beam beam, but my APF SDS shell has other plans. The radar jamming means that the Gundam Mark IV is near, and I don't appreciate that. But I believe my ally can get it, so I go back. Then I start to play a mental game with the Gira Zulu. My hit discourages the enemy from coming forth, so I shoot Type 3 on the enemies on the back to create the illusion of an opening. Unfortunately, the ready up speed is slower than I predicted, so I miss the shot again and I'm hit. The Gira Zulu advances, but I'm prepared for that. I decided that I belong to Valhalla and I charge. Tenohika! Banzai! It must be very scary having something this big charging you firing rockets. Unfortunately, I'm not able to line up a final shot and the match is over. GG people, sorry for the friendly fire. I did get a nice total damage, but damn, 36 diversions from the Dryson. That is a lot. I am very sorry for that guy. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching and let me know what you think in the comments. Bye!